Thank you for accepting to do our task. This video is to instruct you on the ratings you're about to complete. At the end of this video, you will take a short quiz in order to qualify for the task. This video and other reference material will also be available to you while you're completing the task. On this particular task, you will be asked to rate a message for its expression of negative emotions, such as sadness, anger, and fatigue. Another way to think of negative emotions is as representing unpleasant feelings that people would prefer not to feel, such as feeling contemptuous, irritable, expressing disdain, or dislike. Negative emotions can be primal and intense, such as rage, jealousy, or depression, or they can be milder, such as annoyance, dislike, or sadness. On the screen, you will see a message that has been publicly posted on Twitter or Facebook. You'll be asked to indicate to what extent a message as a whole expresses negative emotions. You will probably see messages that have no expression or mention of negative emotions at all. At that point, you would simply check the not at all rating. For example, in the message Ron Paul 2012, I found there to be no expression of negative emotions. So I checked the not at all rating and hit the submit button, proceeding on to the next message. If you find the message to have some expression of negative emotions, you will rate the message on the degree to which it expresses negative emotions as a whole. These ratings include a little, somewhat, moderately, quite a bit, very much, or extremely. So as in the example, I'm so pissed off that guy totally took my space. Since most of the messages focus on an intense negative emotion and go so far as to use a curse word, but also briefly mentions another topic, I would rate this message as very much. You are to reserve a rating of extremely for the strongest and most complete expressions of negative emotions. For example, I've been so depressed lately. Is something wrong with me? Since the whole message is talking about the strength and persistence of negative emotions, I would rate it as extremely. A rating of somewhat is reserved for messages that have a moderate or mild expression of negative emotions. You may encounter messages that express both positive and negative emotions. It is fine for a message to express both. You should rate these based on your impression of the negative emotions in the overall message. So for example, in the message, "Yay, got the job, too bad I'm going to have to leave all my friends in San Diego," I find that there is both an expression of positive and negative emotions, but my overall impression is that the negative emotions expressed is only a somewhat, since the focus of the message seems to be around the happy event. If I saw the same message while rating positive emotions, I would probably rate it as moderately. Another example where you would have to consider and evaluate two mixed messages is when the emotions change over the span of the message. For example, was feeling fine yesterday during school and practice, but woke up today sick as a dog. Hashtag not leaving couch. Even though there's a bit of positive emotions in the was feeling fine yesterday, that emotion is grounded in the past tense, and the message should be rated as a whole in the present tense for negative emotions only. I would rate this message as extremely, since the expression of the negative emotions is strong and the main emphasis of the post. You are now ready to take the quiz. Once you successfully complete the quiz, you will be able to begin the task.